we are not accustomed to doing this live. There will be no edits. You will hear every single word that comes out of my mouth in the order it comes out. That's not such a great thing all the time. But if you don't know who I am, I'm Diana, and my channel is Unblah Yourself. And I created this channel because there are so many women feeling blah. And I just thought, well, that's unfortunate and unnecessary. So let's talk about it, and let's try to unblah ourselves on this channel. So if you like that kind of thing, go ahead and subscribe, because we do a lot of that. But today is a little different. I actually joined Reddit, which is a thing I didn't know about. I didn't know anything about Reddit, and I just thought, well, let me just see what's happening over here. And I joined, and I put up a question. And my question was, hey, aren't you excited about how Gen X is aging? Like, I am. I'm genuinely excited. I'm genuinely enthusiastic. I think it's really great that we have this generation that was basically raised with no oversight. So there's a lot of uniqueness within our generation because we were being authentically ourselves. We weren't being micromanaged. But not only that, we're at this place in our life where we don't care. We don't care, and we're just living our lives and enjoying ourselves. But not only that, technology is really going to change the game. I mean, there were definitely some trailblazing boomers in the aging game, and there are right now. Just to name a couple, Jamie Lee Curtis is really amazing and authentically herself. And I do like what Pamela Anderson is doing and Paulina Porizkova. There are some real queen baddies out there. I love what they're doing. I love how they are speaking to the world through technology. So technology is really going to change the game for how we age from now on. And I feel like Gen X is the first generation to go through aging and have a strong command of technology. And technology brings us so much. So I was excited. I went on Reddit, of all places. I didn't know what I was getting into. And I wrote, aren't you excited about how Gen X is aging? We're going to really pave the way, and of course, in my own enthusiastic way, which is not for everybody, I'm a little excitable. I'm an excitable person. And I like it that way, okay? I'm not going to edit my enthusiasm for you. And so I go on there and I say, hey, isn't this great? Aren't you excited? Okay, so then it ended up like 40,000 views later, almost 300 comments. And you know what? That's not exactly viral. It's viral for me. So we end up doing this chat on Reddit. And I would like to read you some of the comments on my Reddit thread. A lot of them are positive. I'd say most are positive. Some are negative. And here's the thing. I think that shows you a good cross-section of humanity, where most is good, some is bad. And for the ones that are bad, you just kind of have to go, okay, have fun. Have fun doing that. Bye. And I really don't know if the negative ones were male or female. This was kind of like a both male and female kind of thread. And honestly, I tell people all the time, I'm not here on this channel for men. Sorry, men, I'm not here for you. But on Reddit, it was kind of a man, woman, Gen X general thread. Okay, so yeah, there was about 300 comments. And I really liked what some of these people were saying. So I'm going to bring up some of the comments here and read you some. Reddit is kind of it's just a place for people to talk about things. And they have specific little rooms that you go into and you talk about that thing, or you're part of that group. I think it's wonderful, actually, because it's less about you putting a cute picture of you traveling up. It's more about just chatting, and I like to chat. Here I am chatting with you live. Okay, here we go. Okay, this person's named Typhoid Mary, which I love. That's their username. It says, "My silent generation mother said, 'Don't let your hair gray. They won't take you seriously in the workplace.'" And then Typhoid Mary says, "I went gray at 50 and I am taken seriously, even though I'm rarely serious." And I love this comment because why? Why be serious all the time anyhow? And I find that a lot of us, as we're getting older, are experiencing less ageism. Now, I say that lightly because, of course, there's still ageism. Of course, there is. But, I actually experienced more ageism when I was younger. I feel like people didn't take me seriously when I was younger. So I'm kind of experiencing less ageism. I know that a lot of people in corporate workspaces do experience it. I'm not taking it lightly. Let's move on to the next comment. Okay, someone named Lividimp. To be fair, she was reacting to a time decades ago when that might have been true, despite what a lot of young people think. There's been a ton of change for better over the course of our lifetimes. It's young women are the ones that aren't taken seriously, at least the ones doing the uptalk and the vocal fry. Oh my God, the vocal fry. I'm not even going to get into that. Okay, it's not like you find a lot of rocket scientists talking like that. Well, ain't that the truth? That's the truth. I wish that we could hear less vocal fry on the internet these days, but whatever. I think that's just an old person talking. So whatever. Every generation doesn't like what the generation before next generation does. That's part of getting older. Okay, let's see here. This person says platinum and black hair here, courtesy of Mother Nature. Tattoos too. Yes, we do rock. And my kid told me when I was trying to decide whether to stop dyeing my hair, "Mom, you don't look any younger with dyed hair. You just look like a 50-something woman who dyes her hair." That's another truth. I think that there's no escaping aging. And dyeing your hair, it gives a quick illusion, that you're younger than you are. But I just find it so much easier to just kind of embrace where I'm at and not try to hide it. And that's why soon I'm going to start growing out my gray hair with you, which will be a separate thread. Doesn't have to be right now, and doesn't have to be everything I do. Okay. So I like that thought that trying to look younger doesn't exactly make you look younger, and it's not always believable. If it makes you feel better, go ahead and do it. But don't believe that you're actually turning back the clock. I think that it's just so much easier and you can be so much happier when you embrace where you're at. Okay, here's another person. Oh, this is when I was talking about Pamela Anderson. This person, Commissar. Oh, this name is too long. This name is too long and unpronounceable. She's a late boomer. They're talking about Pam Anderson. But from a man's perspective, I see Jamie Lee Curtis as an icon for aging women. Strong, secure, engaged in good causes, and stunningly beautiful with her gray hair, unafraid to speak out for equal rights and remaining relevant in an industry famous for dismissing older women. Yeah, I'm kind of in love with her, and my wife knows it. I think that's a wonderful comment. And that got a ton of upvotes. Upvotes are kind of like likes. Okay. So I'm going to just read a few more here. This person says, their username is Fawn in the Forest. No tattoos here, but I have an older image of myself. I do too, and I'll talk about that afterwards. Long gray hair and braids, baking stuff to sell at farmers markets or to give away. Becoming a master gardener, wearing overalls and hats, baggy jeans, smiling a lot, and hopefully laughing. Using substances as needed for mental wellness, living with some of my besties if my man passes before me, having friends of all ages. That's an amazing comment. That is amazing. And, can we just talk about that for a second? I think that it's great to have an older image of yourself. When you have an older image of yourself, you have something to aim for. It's kind of like a vision board, but it's just in your head. You could have a vision board for that. You could have a vision board for that on Pinterest. I actually have talked about that in my videos. I think it's healthy to have role models for where you're headed. That's a great idea. And having a realistic one. You're not gonna, well, I mean, if you want to follow the path of Cher, you totally could put her on your vision board. Personally, that's not where I'm going. I'm going more in the direction of this person who's talking about having chickens and gardening. That sounds wonderful. Okay, let's just randomly pick a few more. You know what? I would love to actually find a negative one in here, but this one says, and it says Bengal fan. This is that person. I have just picked up the ukulele. I'm ready to get a tattoo sleeve. And unlike my mother and other retired boomers, I have 1,000 hobbies and things I want to do. Well, that is a wonderful comment from a boomer. I love that. It's just, it's amazing to hear from people of all ages about aging in general. Okay, you know what? Here's another comment where I feel strongly about. This is kind of in the middle of the thread, so it might be disconnected in the way it's spoken. It really is. I never get hassled on the street anymore like in the 80s. Oh my goodness. I could do a whole video on that. To be a woman, a young woman in the 80s, the expectations were outrageous and men's behavior outrageous. Okay, so let me finish reading this. The only men who see me and who are strangers, that means now, are kindly elderly men who just want a little conversation. A little conversation is absolutely fine with me, fun even, but the harassers of my youth can no longer see me. Yes, yes. It is a wonderful, wonderful part of aging. The harassers cannot see you. You are invisible. It's your invisibility cloak. Okay. Oh, I have another really great comment here by someone. Their username is Narosis. It says, my retirement home is going to be fire, disco, D&D. Is this LAN? LAN? Some sort of connected devices system. And console parties. That's video game parties. Old folks gonna get it in. I love that. This was such a fun thread. There were a lot of people who were super enthusiastic about getting old. And it was fun to be there. So, I think I'm gonna actually start going on Reddit and talking a lot more. Okay, I would really like to find one of these negative ones. Okay, maybe I'll just, because I don't see it, maybe I will just sum it up. Someone showed up to say, yeah, not all of us are excited. And, not all of us have given proper credit to the boomers before us who are paving the way. And I thought, okay, I think that we are. And then this person is just like generally angry. And I just thought, well, if you want to sit and be angry, that's fine. But, go do it over there. Go be angry over there. And, that's actually my point. My point here is when you're talking on the internet, like I often do, and, I do get people who want to come in and be negative. And I do leave their comments up. I don't delete them. But you know what? If you want to be angry, you can be angry. If you want to be unhappy, you can choose to be unhappy. Don't do it near me. But you can also choose to be happier. Even if things aren't perfect. And the truth is, nobody's things are perfect. You can choose to be happier. It's one of the easiest ways you can be happier. It's just to choose it. So plenty of people on this thread chose to be happy. I also think that, the fact that we can use technology is so amazing. It's going to change everything. For one, we can build communities like we're building here. We are building a wonderful community of women who are enthusiastic, excited, creative, motivated. I love it. People want to make changes, and a lot of people have already made those changes. Now, here's the issue with live streams. Helicopters. I live in the city. Whatever. Oh, hi guys. Oh, I'm so happy to see you here. Hey Teresa, hi Dean. I'm just sitting here talking about Reddit and all of the great people who are excited about getting older and have lots of plans for it, and then the few people who just want to be unhappy. In fact, you know what? Let's go back to that comment about the 80s and horrible men's behavior of the 80s. Oh my goodness. So, okay, in the 80s and 90s, and probably still even in the early 2000s, there was this comment that men would make to women after they would get rejected by these women. And they'd say, and this is going to be a little foul, but I'm going to edit it, where they'd say, I didn't want to F you anyways. No, I didn't want that. I was never asking for that. In fact, I would actually really dislike that if you did that. So I don't know why they thought this was an insult that was really going to hit me in my core. But I imagine that there was a point in time where it did hit people to their core. Oh my God, my entire self-worth is destroyed because this man doesn't want me. And luckily, I don't think that comment happens that much these days. I sure hope it doesn't. Terrible. But you know what the modern day equivalent of this is? Because I do get this. They say, oh, that's why the view count on this video is so low. And I'm like, okay, if I was here for view count, I would have quit this a year ago. I am here to hang out with women and make a positive change. And that takes time, and that takes a lot of effort. And usually when I go to these people's accounts and I check them out, who are they? They are people who either steal other people's material for view counts, or they have nothing posted, or they have like one video of a hedgehog. Okay. Maybe I should just read a few more of these comments because they're pretty good. Okay, so here's a negative one. I found one. Okay, and the username is appropriately lazy. As a 58-year-old woman, I wish you well in the wars to come. Good luck trying to get anyone to take you seriously after 40. Women in our society are mostly invisible once we pass out of our 30s, in my experience. And before anyone gets angry at my opinion, I'm completely serious here. No sarcasm, not picking a fight. I like your attitude and support the idea 100%, but I lack all faith in society not looking at us like we are dead weight. I hope you have better luck than me. And then it says, this isn't a comment about how we look, but I think it is. I know that this poster didn't mean that this was about looks, but I really feel like it is. I feel like if you're over 40 and feeling invisible, it's mostly because you're looking for that same validation you used to get when you were younger. Attention. You're looking for that same high of getting attention. And one of my friends told me this wonderful analogy where, when you're young and you're getting that attention, it's like substances. I'll use that word. I could get pretty much edited by the YouTube algorithm if I use a different word. And it's like being addicted to that. And I actually think that's what this person is saying without realizing it, is that when you feel invisible, it's because you had this addiction to this validation that you were getting when you were younger. And now that you're not looking younger, you don't get that same validation. And it's what this channel is all about. It's not about looking for validation anymore. It's about fulfilling your own, my friends hate this term, your own happy holes. You got to fill your own happy hole, okay? And then you don't even worry about who is seeing you. You don't worry about whether you are visible because you are truly happy. Your happiness doesn't come from your visibility. Okay, so I'm just going to pick a couple more. I'm going to cut this short. I'm not going to stay here for an hour, but it's been fun hanging out with you guys. Okay, so let's see. This person says, I agree. It has been hard to cope with this, but I'm not letting it stop me. I may add crime to my repertoire since no one notices me anymore. Use it. Use your superpower how you see fit. But you put that on the internet, so, hopefully can't be used against you in court. Okay, I'm just going to read one more. I can't wait to be rocking colorful hair, clashing prints, and running bad poetry readings at the local pub. You will get the best prizes for the worst poems. I plan not to age quietly. I love the to hell with it life stage. I have never felt more free. That's it. That's it. There's the key to happiness. That username was Hedy, Hedy, Harlow with an E at the end. Wonderful. Beautiful. I love the poetry reading at the local pub. You'll get the best prizes for the worst poems. I am coming to that poetry reading. And I gotta say, that is just a brilliant idea. Okay. So, I would like to try these live streams more often. And I hope you will join me again. This was just kind of a test. And it was a fun test for me. And I find that I do miss that I can't edit the dumb things I say out, but maybe this is going to be an accountability test. Like I'm going to be more accountable for what I say if I do this live. Would you like to maybe hear one more comment? Like these are just brilliant. Okay, this username. Then let's keep dancing. Yeah, you're right. Society no longer pays attention to us. What a relief. I'm free to just live my life. Yes. Yes. That is it. That is it. It's a freedom. That invisibility is freedom. I really love this new invisibility, this over 40 invisibility, where I can go to the grocery store and just shop in peace. Just wonderful. I had so many crazy things happen to me when I was younger where it was a normal day. I left work, came home, and then I found my notes and stuff on my car. Somebody had followed me home to my house, and I think he thought he was being romantic, but the thought that somebody followed me home, so invasive, you know? I do try to give him the benefit of the doubt. This was many, many years ago. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm almost 50, so it's kind of like a lifetime ago. It's like, wow. I can't even believe how long ago that was. 25 years? Well, anyhow, I wish that guy well. You tried, but you were scary. You followed me home. And then, you go to the grocery store and people would stop and tell you to smile. That was the worst. As if I should be walking around like a smiling idiot. Just be walking around the grocery store smiling like a brainless fool, like Bambi. I don't know. Okay, I did have a couple points I wanted to take away from this Reddit thread. And the one was that you can be happier if you choose to be happier. If you simply choose to be happier, you can be happier. Gosh, I know that sounds like toxic positivity, but you can put a name on it, but it's just the truth. It is the truth. Sorry if you want to call it something that sounds worse than it is. It's not bad. It's good. It is a good. Here comes the things that I should edit out, but I can't now because we're live. Okay, things are just going to start coming out of my mouth. Oh, okay. So another point from this thread that I'd like to make is that once you get over losing your youthful beauty, once you get over that, and there's a getting over period, right? Like you have to mourn the loss of your skin tone. You have to mourn. Never do this. And when you start getting old, don't do this in the mirror. Don't ever go, oh yeah. No, don't do that. It's the most damaging thing you can do. Don't pull your skin back in the mirror, okay? Oh, hi, Christine. I'm happy you're here. I'm just talking today. I'm glad you guys are joining me. Oh, that smile comment. Oh, I don't know if that still happens to young women. I hope it doesn't. I hope it's gone out of fashion where the men in the stores go, smile. And you go, because you don't know how to take it. And then you're like, oh crap, I accidentally smiled. I followed his command. And you're like bummed out. You ruined your day. You ruined your shopping trip. Okay, so once you get over losing your youthful beauty, and it does take a little bit of mourning, I do believe it's like a self death, because we're so taught that our youthful beauty is so valuable. And when you lose it, it's like taking a big hit to your bank account. Honestly, it's like you just lost a lot of money. And now you don't know where to get your money from. Is that an okay analogy? I don't know. Like I said, no edits in this live stream, so you get what you get from my mouth. So once you get over losing your youthful beauty, I will finish this thought. Once you get over it, boy, the freedom that comes with not attaching your self-worth to your beauty. Oh my goodness, what a different world. What a different world where you can have so much fun. I love it. I love being beyond that mourning period. And then, the next point was that technology is going to make all the difference in how we age. We can build communities. We can learn anything we want to learn. I loved that comment about the woman who's learning ukulele. I always recommend that if you want to pick up an instrument, pick up the ukulele. Yes, I play ukulele, and actually teach ukulele. And I think that's maybe something that a lot of people don't know about me, is I'm also a music teacher. And you can learn an instrument at any age. And isn't that an amazing piece of news? Because that's something that a lot of people say, I'm too old. You're not. You're not. I have seen so many people pick up an instrument in their older years and learn it really well. And the easiest one you can do, ukulele. Christine has something to say. It even happens to older women like me. Oh, this smile thing is still happening. I hate to hear that. I hate to hear that that's still happening to women. But I do believe times are getting better. And I do believe that technology is helping spread the ideas of what is good behavior and what is bad behavior. I'm talking about for men, but I'm also talking about for women. Bad behavior is to get sad about getting older, because honestly, it's the most free time of your life where you can actually explore the human being that you are instead of the facade that you put on for the world. It's just such a wonderful time. And people say, oh, you just say that because you haven't gone through menopause yet. Is that TMI? I have not gone through menopause, but you can find a different channel for women who are going through menopause, because this one is kind of like this in-between area. I don't feel old, but I know I'm not young. And we can sit here and talk about it. Good morning, Dean. Sorry to be, I'm not trying to hate on men here. I'm just saying that some men have some pretty bad behavior sometimes, and others have great behavior a lot of the times. I'm certainly not a man hater. I've been doing a lot of talking about feminine energy lately, and when I talk about feminine energy, I am not man hating at all. I just want to make that clear. When you're talking about feminine energy, you are only talking about women, not in relation to men. And so it's kind of like, I'm not man hating, I'm just not talking about men at all. Okay, so let's just make that clear. All right, so technology provides a place for community, which is one of the most important things for getting older, is having a strong community. So it provides you a community. People didn't used to have that. They didn't used to be able to just turn on TikTok and watch a ton of videos of these awesome older ladies doing amazing things. And community, it extends your lifespan. If you've ever done any digging into the blue zones, which are places in this world where people live to over 100 healthfully and happily, the number one happy aging secret is to have friends, to have a community that you can get together with. And technology provides this. It's so exciting. So you've got community. You can learn anything you want. You have way better products than you used to have. Hello, Crisco. There are so many better products now for skincare that aging looks much better. Let's just say that. Better makeup, better skincare, better everything. Okay, and because of these things, we have better attitudes. And when you have better attitude, then you can smile and you can be happy. You can truly be happy because you have the things that make up true happiness. So I do think that aging these days is going to actually be great if we focus on the right things. And that's really all I was here to say. And, if you want to join me on Reddit and, I don't know, just write a bunch of comments that are mostly good and somewhat bad, or if you want to join me on TikTok, where I actually get most of my mean comments from people. TikTok's a weird Wild West world. But generally, I find that people are pleasant and supportive. And that's how I like to believe that this world is. And I think that you get what you believe mostly. So thank you for joining me here. If you like talking about this sort of stuff, make sure you subscribe to this channel and we can hang out more.